The battery life of the iPhone is not very long. At the moment, the iPhone with the longest battery life is the iPhone 8 Plus. Even though it has a large screen, it also has the largest battery in an iPhone. If you don't have an iPhone 8 Plus, there are things that you can do to maximize the battery life of your phone. The most obvious power drain of the phone is the screen itself. So if you want to maximize battery, you need to reduce the screen brightness to the lowest level that you are comfortable with. That will significantly increase your battery life. Then you also might want to change your background wallpaper of the lock screen as well as the home screen. So for that you go to settings and then wallpaper, then choose black as a wallpaper. When you choose wallpaper, choose the still one so that you don't have no dynamic wallpaper which also consumes battery, and choose the plain black color. And then click set lock screen as well as set home screen. So like this, not only the background is dark, but it will also consume less battery power, because at least on the iPhone 10 all the dark areas, they are not on at all because it's a OLED screen. So the individual pixels are off for black color. So in this example, it's only the white color which are illuminated, which pixels are actually on, whereas the dark spaces, the pixels are off. With LCD screens, the black is actually lighted black, so that's the difference with OLED. Although black color uses much less battery life than white color, so even if you have a LCD iPhone display, it's still better to have a dark wallpaper or black wallpaper to reduce battery consumption. What you also can do to reduce battery consumption is tap on the power saver, which is in the control panel over here. That will put the phone in low power mode, and it will switch to a slower processor speed and also reduce the checking of emails or updates as to save battery life. Putting the phone in low power mode also will make it possible to charge your device slightly faster than without low power mode. Next thing you can do is put the phone in airplane mode. Here it's already in airplane mode, but just to see how it goes. In airplane mode you still have access to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but your mobile network antenna will be switched off. So if you have Wi-Fi, you still can use the internet, but your mobile number won't be available. But this will save a lot of battery power also, especially where you are in an area which have bad reception. You might as well turn off the mobile network and use only Wi-Fi if available. For instance, if you are at your office or at your home for several hours where you don't need the mobile network, just turn on airplane mode. You might also want to turn off Bluetooth if you are not using it frequently. I only use it to pair it with Bluetooth headphones, but when you are not using it at all, you might just want to switch off Bluetooth so the phone will consume less power. And you also might want to reduce animation, because the animation in iOS also consumes power. For that you go to settings and then general, and then accessibility and reduce motion. You switch on. Not only will this save you a little battery life, but it also will make the phone seem faster because you won't have all the animations, which also take a bit of time. So that's under settings, general and accessibility. Next that you might want to turn off is raise to wake function, because this also always switches your phone on every time you pick up the phone, but it's not necessarily the thing that you want to do. So it might save battery life if you switch off raise to wake function. And for that you go to settings and then display and then switch off raise to wake. Like that you will prevent accidental turning on of the screen, which will save you battery life. Next thing you can do is to turn off notifications. Every time you get a notification, the phone will turn on the display and display the notification, and that consumes power, especially if you get a lot of notifications during the day. So you might just want to turn off all the non-essential notifications in the settings. For this you have to go to each individual app and switch the allow notifications off. So I recommend that you only leave the absolutely necessary apps to allow notifications, but all the non-essentials ones you might just switch off notifications. Another thing you can do is switch on do not disturb. For that you go to the control panel and then tap on the moon icon, and this will turn on do not disturb mode until you switch it off, or you put a schedule in it to have a specific time when to turn it on and off. This will block all notifications and the phone won't be ringing when you get a phone call, and also all notifications won't appear when do not disturb mode is on. But you also have the option to allow favorites to be able to contact you even if do not disturb is on. For that you just go to settings and then do not disturb, and then you come to this setting where you can allow calls from favorites. Favorites, I believe you have to choose in your contacts. In your contacts you tap on, actually I don't know what they mean by favorites because there's no obvious setting in the contacts which says favorites. So I believe favorites is the one you communicate most of the time with, either through FaceTime or iMessages, and then the phone will decide which one is your favorites. But also, if a call is repeated within 3 minutes, the phone will let that call go through if do not disturb is enabled. So in my case I switch it on at night from 9 until 7 in the morning, so like that at night I won't be disturbed by notifications or messages or phone calls. Just remember to turn it off if you don't have a fixed schedule set in the do not disturb settings. And you also might want to turn off vibration alert, because the vibration alert also uses battery power. So in case you want to turn it off, you just go to settings and then sounds and haptics, and then turn off vibrate on ring and vibrate on silent. This will also save a bit of battery life. You also might want to check which app uses the most battery. For that you go to settings and then battery, and then there will be a list of apps which use most of the battery, and if there's an app that you suspect uses more battery than others, although you never use it, you might want to delete that app. Furthermore, if you spend some time reading a document or an ebook or a news website, you might want to consider inverting the screen to dark mode. For that, you can go to Settings, General, Accessibility, and then choose Invert Colors, and then Smart Invert. This will be the closest thing to dark mode that you have available at the moment on iOS, which is very good for battery life if you are reading a long text, for example in your web browser, because this will reduce the amount of battery power that your display is consuming, because it will only have to light up the bright characters, and the dark is actually where the screen is actually off. So the dark pixels, they are off at the moment on an OLED screen, and so it will consume much less power. So if you are reading ebooks or news websites or the Apple News app, this way will save you quite a bit of battery power. You also can make a shortcut in the control panel which lets you quickly switch the smart invert on and off, and for that you can do it in the settings. You go to Settings and then Control Center, then Customize Controls, and then there you can add accessibility shortcuts, and then to add the things that you want to put in the accessibility shortcuts, you can do Settings and then General and then Accessibility, and then you scroll down to Accessibility shortcut, and then you can choose which items you want to add to your Control Center shortcut icon for accessibility. What you also might want to do is to turn off location access from apps which are not essential, because location apps uses your GPS, and anything which uses the GPS consumes a lot of battery power. For that you go to Settings and then Privacy and then Location Services. You can switch it completely off to prevent all apps from using location services, or you click on the individual apps which you want to deny location services. So you might want to deny all of the apps location services, then you might just switch off all location services. But remember to switch it on again when you want to use GPS. You might also want to turn off Hey Siri, so the phone won't always listen for the Siri launch words. For that you go into Settings, Siri and Search, and turn off Listen for Hey Siri. Like that the microphone won't always be on to listen to the command of Siri. You still can activate Siri by holding the power button on the side.
Here's what I found on the web for the power button on the side.
Last but not least, to save battery power, keep your phone cool whenever possible, because the warmer it gets, the more battery power it consumes. So don't leave your phone on a hot surface such as a car dash. Try to minimize your phone usage while it's charging, because that will create a lot of heat. Keep your phone in a cool area, such as your outside pocket of your jacket, or on the table, or on a cool surface, especially when you are charging your phone. But also when you are not charging your phone, make sure to keep the phone in a cool space. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you later.